Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we will cover basically chapter number 3, solutions and suspensions of new lower secondary science book 2. So first of all I would like to tell you what are the objectives of this chapter, that is solutions and suspension. Then we will move towards the introduction of solution and suspensions. So in this unit we will learn basically to deduce the nature of solution. We will discuss in today's lecture that what is the nature of solution and suspension by observing simple laboratory tests. For example, if we do a little bit experiments, then we will observe that how the nature of solution and suspension can be observed by using these tests. Then we will learn to investigate whether there is a limit to the amount of a solute which can dissolve in a given amount of a solvent at a given room temperature, at a given temperature or at a room temperature. And then we will discuss to investigate factors affecting the solubility of a solute. At the end of this unit, we will discuss the uses of solvents and solutions in homes and in the field of industry, agriculture and medicine. Now we will move towards the introduction of chapter solutions and suspensions. First of all, I would like to tell you what are solutions and what are suspensions and what is the difference between solution and suspension. So basically solution is a mixture in which a solute is mixed in a solvent and it is completely dissolved into the solvent. So solution is formed. While in case of suspension, the solute is not completely dissolved into the solvent. So this is the basic difference between solution and suspension. We will further discuss the clear difference between solution and suspension in detail. But we will firstly start our first topic, that is solution. Before going to solution, I would like to tell you what is solute and what is solvent. So solute is a substance that dissolves in something. It can be completely dissolved in case of solutions, but it may be not completely dissolved or may be suspended in the solution. So solute depends on the type of the solvent. Now come towards solvent. So solvent is a substance in which solute or more than one solute can be dissolved to form solution. So one type of solute can be used, or more than one type of solute can also be dissolved in the same solvent. Its example can be taken as, for example, if you take a solvent of water and you have to mix in water sugar as well as salt, then both solute will be dissolved into the water. So this is the example of using more than one type of solute. Okay, now we will move towards solutions. So solution is a mixture in which its components are evenly mixed. So a solution is formed when one or more solutes dissolved in a solvent. So I have given you the example of one or more solutes. So the solute is the substance that dissolves. In case of the example of water and sugar and salt, so sugar and salt are considered as solute. The reason is that because they are dissolving in the water and water is the solvent. In the same way, we can also take another example of water and alcohol. Then water is the solvent while alcohol is the solute. So you can also observe in this way that the substance which is larger in the amount is considered as solvent, while the substance that is less in amount is considered as solute. We can also give another example, that is the example of bromine and water. If you mix a few drops of bromine into the water, then bromine is considered as solute and water is considered as solvent. Now we will move towards the types of solutions. As the most common types of solutions that we are more familiar with are those in which a solid, a liquid, or a gas dissolves in a liquid solvent. However, there are many solutions which are formed by dissolving a solid in another solid, a gas in another gas, or by the combination of these three physical quantities. So the table that is shown in this slide, you can see that there are different types of solutions. There are different examples of these types of solutions that is given in state of solute and in state of solvent. First of all, we will take an example of solid, solute and liquid solvent. We are taking solid solute and liquid solvent. So examples of such a type of solute and solvent is salt solution, because salt is in the form of solid state and water, basically salt dissolves in water, so water is liquid, that is solvent. Second example for these states are amalgam. Amalgam is basically tin, gold or copper that is dissolved in mercury. Now come towards second state. Second state is liquid and liquid. So you can see that the solute is liquid and the solvent is also liquid. So example of liquid is alcoholic drinks. For example, if we dissolve alcohol in water, then we will obtain alcoholic drinks. So this is also a type of solution in which both solute and solvent are in liquid state. Now come towards third row, that is gas and liquid. Now solute is in gas form, gaseous form, and solvent is in liquid form. So examples of such a type of solutions are fizzy drinks. All of you are familiar with the fizzy drinks. So fizzy drinks can be formed by dissolving carbon dioxide into water. Next example is sea and river water. So how we can obtain sea and river water mixture or solution? So when oxygen dissolved in water, then it will form a combination of gas liquid, because gas is the solute and liquid is the solvent. Now come towards other state and other type of solution, that is in the form of gas and gas. So solute is also in the form of gas and solvent is also in the form of gas. So both states are gas right now. So air is the best example of such a type of solution, because we know that oxygen, carbon dioxide and noble gases dissolved in nitrogen. So such a type of solution is gas-gas solution. Now we will move towards the last type of solution, that is solid-solid. So solute and solvent both are in solid form. Examples are, first example is brass. Brass can be obtained when zinc is dissolved in copper, and bronze can be obtained by dissolving tin in copper. Tin is a metal that is to be dissolved in copper. Now we will move towards Our next slide. Now we will discuss what is the most common solvent. So the most common solvent is water, because water has a natural ability to dissolve most of the solutes in it. It can dissolve many substances, so it is considered as most common solvent. Now we will take an example of a type of a solution in which solvent is water. So such a type of solution is called aqueous solution. Aqueous solution is such a type of solution in which water is solvent, and this solution is known as aqueous solution. But there are many types of substances such as grease, paint, and some types of inks that cannot be dissolved in water. So such a type of solutions are non-aqueous solutions because they are not dissolving in water. So these solutions are known as non-aqueous. Aqua means waters. Aqueous solution in which water is solvent. So they are grease, paint, and ink. Such a type of basically solutes are not dissolved in water, but they can only dissolve in other types of solvents such as alcohol and propanol. So that is why we cannot wash off grease or paint stains with water. That is the basic reason behind that why we cannot remove the stains of grease or paint by using water. So this topic is to be covered. Now we will move towards what is the nature of solutions. What is the nature of solution? Now we will discuss the nature of solution. Which type of nature a solution can be. So basically, when first of all we will move towards how the solution is formed. Then we will discuss the nature of solution. When a solution is formed, the solute breaks down into tiny particles such as atoms or molecules that can mix completely and evenly with the particles of the solvent. This explanation can be observed by using this diagram. In the first diagram, you can see that solvent particles are there and we have put some solute into the solvent. Now come towards the second diagram in which you can see that solvent breaks down the solute particles. So after breaking down of the solute particles into the tiny particles such as atoms or molecules, due to this reason, in the third diagram, you can see that after the breaking down of particles of solute, it is completely mixed and evenly with the particles of the solvent. Now we will move towards the nature of the solution. We have discussed how the solution is formed. Now we will discuss the nature of solution. So there are two natures of the solutions. First nature is homogeneous solutions, and the second nature of solution is non-homogeneous solutions. So first of all, I would like to tell you homogeneous solution. What is homogeneous solution and what are the properties of homogeneous solution? So homogeneous solution is such a type of solution in which solute properties will remain same in every part of solution. So properties of solute are not changed in case of homogeneous solution. Homogeneous means same. You have to keep in your mind that whenever you will see the word homo, then you have to guess that homo means same. So homogeneous solution, homogeneous means same, mixed. So homogeneous, in case of homogeneous solution, solute properties will remain same in every part of solution. Now, what are the properties of homogeneous solutions? Which properties will remain same in case of homogeneous solution? So first property is color, density, appearance, physical and chemical properties. So these all things will remain same in case of homogeneous solution. Now we will also discuss the properties of homogeneous solution, that is tiny solute particles which spread out same or evenly in the solvent are too much small, because now they are break down into the tiny particles when it is mixed with the solvent. So the tiny solute particles are too much small that are used to reflect or to block any light passing through the solution. Hence, if we shine a beam of light through a solution, the light will pass through the solution. The solute particles are also small enough to pass through the filter paper. So that is why no residue left behind when we filtrate such a type of solution, because particles are so much tiny, so it can easily pass through the filter paper and no residue will be left behind when we filter our solution. So the nature of the solution can be easily investigated by a simple experiment that is to be done at your home. You have to take a glass of water and you have to pour some sugar in it, and you have to dissolve the sugar into the solvent. After dissolving the sugar, now it became a solution, because the particles of the sugar are break down into the smaller or tiny particles by the solvent water. Now you have to take a filter paper and you have to pour the solution on the filter paper for filtration. Now you will see that no residue will left behind when we filtrate a solution of sugar. So this experiment can be easily performed at your home, and you can observe the properties of such a type of homogeneous solution. So today we have discussed about, first of all, initially we have taken a difference between solution and suspension. After that we have discussed about solute and solvent. We have also discussed about solution, that is, a solution is a mixture in which its components are evenly mixed. And after that we have discussed different types of solutions in different state of solute and state of solvent, and we have also discussed their examples. We have also discussed today the aqueous solution, and the most common solvent is water, and in aqueous solution water is used basically as a solvent. We have also discussed how our solution is formed, and then we have discussed at the end the nature of the solution. So we have discussed a homogeneous solution and the properties of homogeneous solution, and at the end we have discussed the major properties of a solution or homogeneous solution. And after that, in our next class we will discuss about suspensions, and the strength of solution and solubility. uh, Please listen this video, watch this video, and write down the main points of the lecture, and start to memorize and start to solve the exercise questions. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.